On that, we move to this week's power rankings. And again, we were not we won't play the song until if and when the time student of the game Kyle Nash shows up because none of us can dance like him. But I do have Mike's rankings. But we'll go over ours. We'll discuss them. We will start with EJ. EJ, who is your bottom five for this?
All right, bottom five, 23-2. We got the Jets, Titans, Dolphins, Panthers, Saints. Pretty much like last week, outside the Jets. I had to pass last week. They're out now. So the bottom four is pretty much similar to last week.
Okay, Sean?
So the worst team in the league is the Dolphins. Just further proof they're not going to cover 12 points. At 31, I'm just here to let you know that the Bears still suck. They suck. And they're getting worse. It's going to get so bad. The Bears have a cornerback, number one cornerback, best guy against the pass. It's a great soundtrack for it. The corner's hurt. They already can't stop people. It's get worse. Caleb Williams can talk about his arm all he wants. If you can't put it in front of a guy, you can't. And I get the receiving core is good. Are they going to have flashes of brilliance? Yeah, but at best, they're what we've seen out of the Cardinals for the last few years, where you're going to have highlight reels. You're like, man, this team must be winning by 30, and they're still losing by 14. The Bears are not going to – they'll be competitive in some games, but lose most of them, and they belong here. Panthers are real bad. They're sitting at 30. The Jets are the most dysfunctional franchise in the NFL. So they're at 29. And, yes, I understand, EJ, you have the Saints. And to be honest, they should probably be the next team out of my mouth. But while the Chiefs are 0-2, they will – as long as the Chiefs don't have a win, they will be in my bottom five. And to be honest, I mean, for someone who likes optics so much, it has not looked great. I mean, I know they had a few – they can't run the ball. I mean, the defensive front still looks good. Chris Jones looks good. The secondary's shown some instability. They've let some guys behind him, made some Mahomes is making mistakes. They're not healthy at wide receiver. There's not a lot to like. Short of a defensive front and maybe a tight end and a few glimpses of Taylor Swift every now and again, there's not a ton to write home about in Kansas City. So while I did this kind of as a joke and a shot at the Kansas City Chiefs, I don't think the Chiefs this low is that far-fetched. Not as much as when I put the Lions here last week.
Yeah, no, I mean, certainly not there yet. And if you're making the list based on what is expected, then certainly.
If you went like which teams are the biggest disappointments, I mean, to this
Chiefs
point, there can't be anyone worse.
The Commanders would be in your bottom five.
Commanders are pretty low then, yeah.
I get it. I certainly don't have them there, at least not yet. But
this early in the season, it's so hard to there's a lot of teams I could have thrown in this bottom five, I think.
Sure.
And I would have felt fine doing so. So I figured while I was juggling them and it's this early and no one's going to remember this anyway at the end of the season, I may as well have some fun at Patty Mahomes' expense.
There you go. Mike has Dolphins at 32, Bears 31, Giants 30, Saints 29, Panthers at 28. For me, my five teams are the same in the bottom five. Dolphins remain at 32. Panthers drop to 31. Titans drop to 30. Saints drop to 29. Giants move up to 28. They're still one of the worst teams in football, but on the backs of the Cowboys' porous defense, the Giants do move up to 28 because they at least showed life on one side of the ball. EJ, who is your top 10 this week?
All right. My top 10, albeit, well, it's not controversial, I guess. 10, the Colts, 9, the Commanders, 8, the Lions, 7, the Rams, 6, the Bucks, 5, the Chargers, 4, the Packers, 3, Ravens, 2, Bills, 1, Eagles. My list is pretty much in line of last week's. I mean, obviously, Colts are new here. A couple of little tinkering on the edges with the Commanders, and because they lost on Thursday.
Niners out.
Right, Bucks went up a little bit, but like my top 5 is pretty much the same as last week. I think
they stink.
The same order. It's the order and all. I tinker with the idea of putting the Packers ahead of the Ravens, but I think if those two teams play today, Baltimore still wins that game. That's why.
Right. Yeah. Sean, your top 10.
All right. A little bit of recipe from last week, which was kind of let's go with what I'm seeing. But there's a little more at play here because I'm starting to see some things take shape. And going into the next few weeks, there's some teams here that I think belong here. And we threw them back in. So we started 10. I got the 49ers. They probably don't belong here, but I didn't know where else to start. So they made it just in until they lose another one.
You do what I did last week, actually. See, there you go.
They're going to lose the next one, and they're going to go out. But if they win, then I look smart and I keep them here. But then I got the Ravens here and the Lions. Both those teams are probably going to work their way up here over the next few weeks, I would imagine. But for now, we'll put them at 8-9, see who wins the game, and bump them up while the other one falls back off. Buccaneers, I want to like them. It did not look great yesterday, but I'll go ahead and keep them here at 7. I got the Rams at 6 just because I think they're going to be in this 5 range pretty much all year. Colts at 5. I'm a little higher than them than everyone else, but, I mean, I think they're an all-around I think it's just like an all-around package right now. I think you're seeing good defense, good offense.
Having fun.
Good tight end. Jonathan Taylor's running like it was 5 years ago. Yeah, I think there's plenty to like about the Colts right now, and they're just as good as anybody. So give me them at 5. Chargers at 4. Bills at 3. My Eagles at 2. And as much as I wanted to push them past the Packers after a win with the Chiefs, we'll just call it optics because I hate the word, and we'll keep the Packers there for now until the Eagles wake up.
Yeah.
It stinks.
For Mike, he had the Bengals at 10, Cardinals at 9,
Homer,
Bucks at 8. Now he
Homer.
did say to that one because he did give me reasons for any of them. So if we have any questions about any of these rankings, he did give me reasons. He said Bengals 10 would be higher, but the Burrow injury probably makes this a 1-week stay. That's fair. They are 2-0 still, even without Burrow currently. Bengals 10, Cardinals 9, Bucks 8, Colts 7, Lions 6, Packers 5, Chargers 4, Ravens 3, Bills 2, Eagles at 1. For me, I have the Steelers. They fall 3 spots to 10. Lions find their way in at 9. Colts up 2 spots to 8. Bucks get into the ranking as well. It wasn't pretty, but with teams moving out, there's other teams have to move in. Ravens, a big launch up into my rankings. They were out just outside last week. Rams up from number 9 to the 5th spot. And then I have the same top 4 as I had last week. Chargers 4, Bills 3, Packers 2, and Eagles at 1. EJ, I was glad to see you get the 49ers out of your list.
Yeah.
I took a objection to that last week. Sean, I take objection to the fact you put them in this week.
Don't forget too. Also, they announced the injuries to Purdy.
There's a lot of that middle of the road teams that just got real cold on.
After we broadcasted the show last week, they announced Purdy be out the day after or 2 days after. Kittle, same thing too.
Yeah,
so,
they for me they were wrong in there, even if Purdy was on the field.
I understand that,
but
you're wrong. You're wrong too. It was okay.
No, you just got right this week, so I'm proud of you.
Calm down.
It shows personal growth on your part.
Personal growth.
we were all a week ahead of you for the Colts.
I need hair growth.
Well, so you and me both. But that's a whole separate. Yeah, I mean, I don't. It is tough. These rankings this early it is tough because
it's like college football rankings.
Yeah, college football rankings. But yeah, it's just we're with nobody playing in the preseason and all that. It's hard to get a gauge of where teams are, and I think we're going to see volatile Septembers, and we're going to see teams look bad in week 1 and get right the second week, or teams that maybe overachieve week 1 and crash to reality in week 2, stuff like that. And then you're not even counting in injuries and any of those other things. So we for the most part we kind of have the same teams when you're looking at. Our 9s and 10s, like some people probably wouldn't have the Steelers in the top 10 for me.
I was going to say that would be my issue. If you have an issue with the 49ers, for me, it's the Steelers.
Yeah, I had them at 7. Not a great loss, but I maybe because they're a little healthier than like the 49ers, like even though the Niners are 2-0, like they don't.
I almost threw him right out without, and I kind of just gave him one last hurrah here. I'm like,
that's
almost like my Bengals,
right?
I was like, I just feel like they still played a little better than some of the other teams I was thinking about, and I was like, yeah, we'll keep them here and see if they move up or down. Is pretty much why they're sitting at 10.
Yeah, I think your Niners, my Steelers, Mike's Bengals, and quite frankly, EJ's Commanders. Those are kind of the teams that are like, do they actually belong?
Right,
here?
they're on The seesaw's straight across.
So there's a case. Okay, so looking back in hindsight, there's a case the Commanders
way?
should not be here.
Mhm.
The Commanders, they won against the Giants week 1, but that was a 1-score game until like 5 minutes ago in the game.
Right.
All right, against a really bad Giants team, and then week 2 they did not play well at all against Green Bay. So there's a case for the Commanders to not be on this list at all as
Whoa,
well.
whoa. Speaking of
Look who's
crashing
here.
studio,
What's going on here, man?
my God, we
Hey.
do have student of the game, Kyle.
I guess.
Mack.
Hey,
Student game arrives to make fun of our lists.
Really, that wasn't the intention necessarily to make fun of the lists, but I did want to bring up an element of tool time. I don't know if you guys have broached the topic yet, but are we ready to admit that Brian fucking Daboll was never the coach of the year now that Danny Dimes is, making it rain with dollars instead of coins?
no,
I mean, I think
no.
It's a
I
good
do
thing
think
there's not a
most of us
Giants fan on
already.
this
Oh,
panel.
it's a good thing on the Giants fan. I was stop it. Calm your ass down. You're
I do-
rude. You come in on the show. You're rude. You don't say hi to anybody here.
Excuse me, Jim. Can I get a he's so goddamn rude?
It's so goddamn rude.
I do think that most of us already were on your side on that one, Kyle.
I'm just throwing it out there.
All I'm saying, the voters agree to me.
Well,
they know everything.
well,
I didn't
if
say
we
they
know
did.
anything about
I don't say they
voters,
agree with me.
they regularly get things wrong.
They
Oh,
agree with me.
wow. Look at that. How poignant, Jim. A relevant. I like it.
Wow.
See, this is going somewhere.
What? I didn't think that that show that won the Emmy this past Sunday should have won the Emmy.
What show
What
was
did-
that?
What did you think? The show. I don't. What did you think I was referring to? But
We should get Emmy
welcome,
this show.
Kyle. Welcome. Good to see you.
Good to be seen. I mean, I did mostly just want to come off the top rope there, right into Brian Daboll's general direction, and a win for the Eagles and getting Saquon and exposing him that way, and then what happened with Dimes there within Indy. I admittedly look stupid. I thought that the reason why we were calling him Indiana Jones is because he's going to get whipped. That is not what's happened here.
I
I see
think
what you did there.
there's a lot of us who we're probably in the same boat. Man, I probably should have hit you with this one, Kyle, because I did have it. I did have it all ready for you.
Nice.
I think there's a lot of people, myself included, who was thinking the Colts would look a lot different with Danny Dimes at quarterback, and they're just
Turns out they do. They're a lot better.
well, that's true. That is
Like,
true. They do look a lot different.
Because I had a lot of question marks about Anthony Richardson, and then all of a sudden here comes Danny Dimes, and he's just the opposite. And then I'm like, wow, this is exactly what they needed. Jonathan Taylor's ecstatic.
No kidding.
He's running he runs like it's 5 years ago because like he hasn't had to use that energy. He's like, well, he's just gonna run it.
That's
right.
a-
And you got these route runners over the middle and the big tight ends, the guys that Richardson just overlooked to hit Alec Pierce down the sideline. And all of a sudden, Michael Pittman's like, yes, possession receiving. This is the best thing in the world. I love life. And now I think the Colts, much like we mentioned Dallas and their new coach and how maybe the big plays are exciting for them. I think just playing good football is exciting for some of these guys that the Colts brought in to originally play good football.
And real quick, I know you just got rid of the power rankings. Sean, I appreciate you leveraging your position as one of two Eagles fans on the show. You and EJ, of course, are the ones I mentioned.
Correct.
But you leveraging
Touch her ass.
history. Hey, listen, I can go send the graphic to Jim to flash on the show for next week where you mentioned being an Eagles fan. That's a thing that happened. Okay, you can't take that away. But
Prove it.
We don't wanna-
I just said I could. Don't dare me. But the
I'm
punchline.
daring you.
You can't I can't do it on your show because you're hiding from me. But but the whole thing
Most
about
people do, Kyle.
Sean, well, that's a fair point. But you being the Eagles fan on the panel and of all people to see talk smack on Chris Jones being Jalen Hurts and having that victory. Normally, I would be like, let's settle down on Chiefs in the bottom 5. But I like you leveraging your position as the Eagles fan. No, that's where they belong. My team.
Put them down there.
I
I'm
respect,
sick of their crap, all the whining and all the nonsense.
you know.
I'm much
You-
rather,
you-
and it was much more fun for me to throw the Chiefs under the bus after that loss than to like give the Eagles my number 1 spot because of the win. Do I think the Eagles are better than the Packers? Yes. Have we shown it yet? not necessarily. So until we do, I'm going to hold us at number 2, and that's just pretty much where I'm going to have us sitting until we decide that we're ready to step up. You know,
The irony.
I think he's doing that
Eagles
thing
are
as a
number
fan.
2. The irony: the Eagles are number 2. You think the Chiefs are number 2 in a different way? It's all perfect.
it's perfect.
Kyle, I'm
coming up
watching
north
baseball.
now.
Kyle, I'm watching baseball.
That's a you problem. Okay.
That's
Speaking of
not-
which, semi-breaking news out of Major League Baseball, and by breaking news I mean like an hour old.
Kyle Raleigh.
Um,
Kyle Raleigh.
Yeah, Cal Raleigh.
Incredible.
It's his 55th home run of the season, breaking the all-time record by Mickey Mantle for a switch hitter in a
He
single
hit,
season.
he hit
so
two tonight, I
55.
think. He hit two tonight,
Yeah.
I think, actually.
Yeah, I saw 55 was the one that did it. So
Yeah.
I think he's
Another
great
news,
for baseball.
I believe in Joe Hendry. There we go.
Beautiful.
Oh,
Great
my
for
Lord.
baseball.
Oh, my Lord, Kyle. Look at you. Look at you. How you
I
been,
would pay
Kyle?
money to watch him and Kyle Schwarber just do a 2-man home run derby.
Oh,
Like,
for real?
Just go
That
watch
would be
that.
fun.
The 50 Club?
Two-
Hell yeah.
Just big baseball play. Just swing your asses off, fellas. You know.
But I think that like the big thing as it pertains to the power rankings, I think we're going to learn a lot more over the next 4 weeks. These first couple weeks, I think, until there ever comes a time, and it probably won't exist, where the preseason format and how teams manage their rosters in the preseason change. We're gonna see some elements of unpredictability in the first couple weeks. We're going to start to settle into things that we actually know in the 3rd through 8th week of the year. We're going to start to figure things out a little bit more.